Alright, dickheads, welcome back to Practicing Portraits on artwod roadmap, right? My voice is still fucked, I don't feel like drawing today, yet here we are. So if I can do it, you can do it. What is artwod? The best platform in the world to teach you how to draw from imagination, where they give you the work, not the shortcut, to draw like this after 3 years and 8 months. Intro wasn't as good as, as it usually is. Alright, who am I? I'm Vicky. This channel is a repository of my practice to prove that anyone, especially you, can draw. Granted, you put your effort towards the correct things and enjoy the effort and just do your fucking best, right? And there are right things to focus on. This isn't a fucking wishy-washy, oh, just use your feelings, oh, type of channel, right? No, like there are actual good, like legitimate fundamentals to focus on, and every single one of you is capable of focusing and improving in those things and enjoying those things as well, especially because they are difficult and give you the biggest return on investment. So that bullshit being said, get your pen, get your paper, and draw along with me, right? Let's put a fuck ton of effort in. Body doubling, keep me on the background, give me attention, blah, 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 whatever bullshit I say, right? But yeah, what are we doing? We're doing the artwod portrait roadmap. I'm looking at a reference. I'm encompassing a box. When I say encompassing, I mean I'm visualizing a box on that reference and then visualizing the inside of the box, right? The invisible planes. Then I'm visualizing the diagonal cross section on that plane. In those visible and invisible planes, then I'm calculating the three plane intersections inside that plane, and then I'm calculating the ellipses inside those three planes, and then I'm calculating the sphere that encompasses those three ellipses. Basically something like this, right? Calculating box, like I'm visualizing this but on a much larger scale, right? And this is like because I'm properly interleaving now, right? This block is actually my depth. This is like my spatial reasoning depth block, right? This is basically what I'm trying to visualize, right? The box with the invisible planes and then the diagonal cross sections, right? On the visible and visible side, right? On the invisible and visible side, and then the three planes that intersect across those diagonal cross sections inside the plane, right? And then the three ellipses, you can tell this is getting more and more fucked, right? But the three ellipses that intersect or that encompass those three planes that are inside those three planes, and then the sphere that encompasses it. And this is the foundation for the Loomis head, right? Obviously it's just a fucking jumble of lines right now, but anyways, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I've already started thinking, and this I specifically chose this portrait reference because it's incredibly difficult to try to visualize and understand what type of box this is. And okay, so let me try to explain what I was saying earlier. So now that I'm properly interleaving, you know, we're doing portraits, we're doing challenge 52, then we're doing figure, and then we're doing hands, right? So and all of them is all focused on geometric spatial reasoning and volumetric spatial reasoning. Like everything is focused on just volume spatial reasoning and geometry and calculations, right? But the context is different, which is what interleaving is actually all about. Is like same foundational principles that you're practicing, same rules, but the context is different. Therefore, you're building a much more malleable and diversifiable skill set and ability, right? Like that is, from what I understand, the whole point of interleaving. I was doing it decently before by like changing the angles, but to actually get the benefit, changing the topic actually, from what I understand, is like a big part of it, right? And like I'm struggling a lot right now to visualize this box. I have no idea what the fuck this woman's head is. I think this is the horizon line. I think this is the box. I'm gonna have to draw it here. I'm pretty sure this is like a fucking 1 point perspective. It's something like this, I think. I do think it's something like this. Yeah, like that's her. That has to be her face, right? Because it's not as if we're not seeing like the left or right side of her face. We're seeing straight on the front of her face. And yeah, I don't feel like drawing today at all. But now that I've actually visualized this box, this is beautiful because what this is forcing me to do, I already see the inside, I'm seeing the outside, I'm seeing this diagonal cross section, and what this does is like this specific training session, and these are all training sessions, right? Like everything in art is training. Every skill is training, right? It is not a fucking around sort of like endeavor. It is a training endeavor. This is a cognitive endurance endeavor. Like I'm already really taxing my working memory because I'm visualizing this 1 point perspective box with the vanishing points like right here. This is the horizon line. I'm imagining all the points going there, right? All the inside and the inside of the box as well, right? I'm trying to hold this exact box in position as well while I visualize this. And I'm also trying to see the diagonal cross sections on the invisible planes, right? And the visible planes. But there's only really one visible plane in this context, which is exactly this front-facing plane, right? That's it. Everything else is an invisible plane. So it's fucking literally just a square, right? Like that's actually the hilarious part. We just see a square, because I'm pretty sure her face is in 1 point perspective, but it's tilted, right? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Like I'm looking at her face right now, and I'm trying to get like a decent idea. This woman also has a fucking 5 head. God damn it! Like her forehead is literally like this is her forehead, and then this is her eye, and then this is her nose, and then this is her mouth. Like what the fuck? Why is your forehead this fucking big? Jesus Christ! And this is a model. This is a model. God damn it! But yeah. Anyways. So the portrait sessions train my depth, my spatial depth, how many things I can hold in my mind in terms of my RAM, in terms of my working memory, right? Like this is my slow depth-induced spatial reasoning session, these portrait sessions where I'm building this extremely dense schema, right? And then the other sessions, challenge 52 figures and hands, right, are my faster spatial reasoning sessions, and that builds efficiency. That forces me, because I'm forcing myself to go like 20 to 30% faster in terms of visualization, calculation, and application, even with my lines being faster, right? That forces my brain to consolidate basic perspective rules more effectively, right? To actually have genuine like calculation occur at a much faster pace. And it's a different type of discomfort, which is the fact that like I'm trying to hold, I'm literally like my brain is not only is it dealing with the new topic at hand now with these new topics, it's also dealing with speeding up the application and visualization and calculation of those topics, right? And I'm constantly looking back at this portrait reference right now, and I'm extremely uncomfortable because every time I look at the page, I'm also trying to visualize this entire geometry in this diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section, this one as well, trying to keep the diagonal. And I lost the diagonal. I lose it constantly. I'm losing the box constantly, right? Like drawing is thinking, and this is like my pure thinking geometry practice. And then the others are obviously much more applicability in the sense of like the actual motor skills, right? But like this is pretty fucked because I am trying to figure out what the fuck this girl's angle is. Actually, I think we're seeing a little bit of the left side of her face now that I think about it. Yeah, never mind. This is not a 1 point perspective. I don't think this is actually a 2 point perspective. So it might be something like this. I think it's something more like this. No, actually, hold up. It's still 1 point perspective, but we're seeing the side of the face as well, like a little bit. So this is it something like this? I don't know if that makes much sense either, right? I don't know. I don't know, because we definitely are seeing a little bit more of the left side from my perspective of her face. So let me try visualizing this again, right? And her eye line is literally perfectly straight, like her ears. Actually, no. Is her head tilted down a little bit? I think it is. Yeah, I think your head is tilted down a little bit. I can't fucking tell, bro. These like face-on perspectives are actually very hard to figure out. But no, I think this is basically. Oh no, because that's her eyebrow. Never mind. It's not her eye line. It's her eyebrow line. So her eyebrow. I have to look at her eyebrow. Her eyebrow is like this. And again, I'm extremely uncomfortable. And every time I look here, I'm trying to visualize this box to the best of my ability and see the diagonal cross section, right? But it's also extremely uncomfortable trying to figure out what the fuck the angle is as well while I'm doing this. So this is seemingly the angle, right? So does that mean her face is something like this? And then we have a lot of. Is this something like that? Is the box, right? I can't tell. I genuinely cannot tell. And this is discomfort. This is actually really fucking difficult, right? Like this is genuinely difficult to figure out, because it's so subtle as well. And to me, I cannot tell if, and I'm struggling a lot right now. I want to know, like, because I can't even visualize anything right now, but I can't tell. And this is exactly where I want to be. The fact that this discomfort, this is a session where my brain is completely forced to re-understand everything and to rebuild the schema from scratch, right? So it's extreme. Trust me, I also hate my voice, by the way. My fucking voice sounds like dog shit. Oh, that was a joke. I'm sorry. Damn it, my voice got pissed at me. But anyways, I'm really fucking, dude, her 5 head is throwing me off. This is like a fucking 8 head. Jesus Christ, bro. These people go for models? What the hell? God damn it. But seriously, I'm really trying to visualize the box, but I'm actually having such a hard time figuring out what the fuck this woman's head is. Like, what is your head? What the fuck is this head? This is a fucking gay alien skull. It literally is like this. and then this is where like her forehead is, and then all her features are like here. What the fuck? This is fucking me up. This is genuinely fucking me up. So obviously I gotta take a step back and be like, okay, what is the perspective, right? What is the... I actually do think this is a 1 point perspective, because yeah, if I look at this a little bit better, because obviously like even from a 1 point perspective, our faces cave in, right? So it makes sense that her ear would be something like it makes sense that her ears would be something like this, right? Like that's where they are. But in the sense of the box, something like this, 1 point still makes sense, maybe? I don't fucking know, bro. I have no fucking idea. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. And I'm gonna fucking, like, this is hilarious. This is the grind is just trying to figure out what the goddamn perspective is, which I haven't experienced in a very long time. So this is good, really good discomfort. But I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. Okay, so I just need to try harder, right? We just need to try hard. I gotta really fucking, I'm gonna like basically ghost while I'm looking at her to understand where the fuck her perspective is, right? Like, is it 1 point? I don't know. Let's see. Because this is my sphere. I think it is 1 point. I actually do think it's 1 point. It might be a little bit less, but I'm going to just treat this as a 1 point perspective. So I'm going to go back to visualizing the box. And I actually see this quite clearly. Like, this schema is not bad at all. And this is what interleaving does, is it forces you to use recall in order to visualize, right? So I'm trying to visualize this entire box, and I'm making, maybe it's a bit too big. There you go. That's a pretty good box, right? But I'm trying to visualize it, and now this is my horizon line right here. This is my vanishing point somewhere here, right? So I'm just building in depth, and I'm visualizing the depth. And now, again, it started tilted here, and now it's back to this. So I have to like beautifully, constantly reintegrate the entirety. And I'm just trying to hold it all. I'm just trying to hold it all at this angle in my mind, right? This is the invisible plane, and I'm trying to, again, like the second I start visualizing the invisible plane, like the invisible black plane, Jesus Christ, the dark night plane, right? The back plane, it tilts back this way, so I have to go like this, right? But let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to hold it. I'm trying to visualize the front plane. I'm trying to visualize the back plane, right? And now, like, I'm trying to also see the horizon line while I do this, and I'm also trying to get the vanishing point. And now while I do that, I'm trying to see the diagonal cross sections here, this side one, and this is like this is how I know I'm trying really hard, because my fucking eyes are getting warm. This side one, slowly tilting back, so I gotta keep that tilt. And then this bottom one, and then now the back one, like that, right? And then this front one. Okay. A lot of mistakes there. It shifted all over the place. It shifted, it collapsed, it expanded, it diverged, it converged too fast. Like, all these things were occurring, right? But I just got to take a step back, and I got to visualize it again, right? And this is the discomfort that you want to keep leaning into, is like trying to figure things out, right? Trying to really figure things out. Oh God, Jesus Christ. And again, I have to like genuinely look at this woman's face, and I do think, actually, the more I look at it, the more I do think this is basically a 1 point, God damn it, bless me, perspective. Because apart from her gay alien skull, this doesn't seem to be insinuating anything apart from a 1 point perspective. Yeah, I think that genuinely, I think this is a 1 point perspective. Because, you know, the difficult part about analyzing people's faces, especially when you're trying to put a portrait or analyzing portraiture or anything, like analyzing something that's complex and trying to simplify it, is to remove, and you're training your eyes to ignore all the bullshit of her eyes, her nose, her fucking, like the way the people's faces are caving in, like, or fucking if they're chubby, right? Like they're pushing out. Like, it's Basically, you have to ignore everything that is even has any noise and complexity and purely simplify it. I have to purely simplify everything that I'm looking at that is her face into this, right? Into this. That's what I have to simplify it into. And that is difficult. But when I look at it like that, then it's like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, that's a bit too much. But like that makes sense. Like, oh, okay, it is a 1 point perspective, right? Like that is the box, you know? And it might not be that much either. Like I don't think it's that much of a fucking convergence. But when I look at it, or when I'm trying to, because it's so hard. Like I'm looking at the reference right now. When I'm trying to look at it like that, right? When I'm trying to look at it like that, it does make it a little bit easier. Is it easy? No. Is it fucking it's simple, but is it easy? No. Am I fucking struggling? But it does seem to make it a little bit easier in terms of and this is like pretty flat in one sense. Like it's just a 1 point perspective. There's not much depth, but I still need to train this, right? Like we still need to train our ability to understand the perspective. So again, I'm trying to visualize, and now I feel the pit of discomfort again. But I'm trying to visualize the box, right? Really trying to visualize the box, trying to visualize the. And again, I lost the edges of the plane, this front plane, so I'm trying to visualize, and that's why I'm ghosting. Ghosting is the bridge between the motor cortex and the prefrontal cortex, right? My working memory is pretty fucking taxed doing this, and that pit of discomfort in my stomach is definitely rearing its head, right? Not its ugly head, because it's a good thing, right? It's just rearing its head. It's like, hey, yo, I'm here, bro. I'm like, thanks, bro, right? But anyways, my fucking incredibly, incredibly grotesque voice aside, right? This probably isn't helping my voice recover either, all the talking, but you know what? These are the sacrifices you must make to not only practice, but to practice and showcase to everybody else that this is what practice feels like and looks like and can be for you through sheer cognitive effort, right? Which you're capable of. You're all capable of. And again, I just force myself to really lean into that discomfort because this is uncomfortable. Visualizing a 1 point perspective box that's tilted like this and trying to see through the form and then also trying to hold in all the diagonal cross section is extremely uncomfortable, but I'm trying to hold that, I'm trying to zoom out, and I'm really trying to lean into I'm not even going to ghost anymore. I'm just trying to really lean into seeing this box and to seeing the diagonal cross sections and like trying to, oh my god, in the bottom plane, the bottom invisible plane is like too small, right? So I'm trying to make it a bit larger because I want to have a decent amount of depth, but not so much depth that is converging very fast, because I don't think this is converging very fast, right? But either way, let me just I'm trying to think about this diagonal cross section, and while I'm trying to hold that, I'm trying to think about this diagonal cross section, because I'm training depth, right? While I'm trying to hold that, I'm trying to think about this one, this top invisible one, this bottom invisible one, right? Oh, it should be coming down here, bottom invisible one, and again, trying to really hold the overall plane that this is attached to, and then this back invisible one, and then the front visible one. Oh, see, I fucked that up. The front visible one. And again, the tilt isn't as much. Actually, the tilt was okay there. But I'm going to rest my brain. I encourage you to do the same. And then we'll try again. We'll just try again. Yeah, I know it's gross to hear me sniffling and shit. Fucking deal with it or fuck off. Keep me on the background. Mute my ass. Give me attention. Right? But yeah, what the fuck do you want from me? What do you want from me? Sniffling is a part of life. Okay? Whether it be cocaine or mucus, sometimes things happen, right? And you cannot fight it. You just cannot fight it. But anyways, back to visualizing. This time I'm gonna try to integrate the 3 center planes, right? Which is actually hilarious because in this context, if the 3 center plane is just flat, and then this, which is also technically just the plane, like also pretty flat. And then I guess at that point, might as well just try to integrate the ellipse as well, because then it's just that's the only ellipse that we're seeing. And then the others are flat. So yeah, like this is the box. Actually, wait, never mind. The ellipse is here. There you go. That's the one that has depth. This center plane. Yeah, there you go. That's the only one that has depth. The other ones do not have any depth whatsoever, and they're just a bit shorter. But this is also important. Like, this may not be as hard of a schema technically, right? But it's still new, it's novel, and it's difficult to visualize. Therefore, it It is difficult, right? So I'm gonna try to visualize the entire box, right? And I need to go slower with my ghosting as well, because this is literally a perfect box as well. But visualize the entire schema, and then, or not visualize the plane, visualize the inside. And there's no invisible XYZ here, just because like it's one point, right? Like I'm not thinking like, oh, X, Y, Z or whatever, because then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this. There's like, they're all connected, right? Like that doesn't really need to happen. At least not in this context. I don't believe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But it's not like I know anything about fucking form or perspective anyways, right? But anyways, I'm visualizing the back plane as well. I'm constantly losing the bottom plane while I'm visualizing the top plane of everything. Like all the planes are being lost. The size of the box in of itself is constantly shrinking because it's hard to expand outward and maintain a scale, proportion, consistency, placement, all while calculating, right? But I am visualizing the entirety of the box. I'm visualizing the diagonal cross sections, right? And now, while I'm trying to hold the corners of the box, because that's very difficult to do, try to hold the corners of the box, the visible plane, right? I'm trying to get the three center planes. So that is this. It's going off the diagonal cross sections, right? So this one right around here. And that is okay. And now we get the ellipse in there as well. And this is basically my sphere. Like this ellipse right here is basically my sphere. And I just lost everything. Like that was super fuzzy. So I need to lean into it again. Let's put this box back up here, right? But I need to lean into it again. And I love this, bro. I love that this is forcing my brain to like completely, this is all about the effort. This is where you feel the stress. Oh, by the way, one correction. I don't know if anybody's here anymore, but one correction I want to make is I've been saying a lot whenever I do this, that it's like, oh, it's epinephrine, which is stress, and then what's it called? Acetylcholine, which is focus, right? It's epinephrine is attention and acetylcholine is focus, right? I think that's the thing I've been fucking up. I didn't quantify epinephrine correctly. So what I'm experiencing right now is epinephrine, which is attention, acetylcholine, focus, and then dopamine, and then errors that I'm making, and I'm attaching dopamine to those errors to spotlight the attention and focus on the mistakes. Like the mistake I'm making right now is like I cannot visualize the top part of the invisible plane, right? The invisible back plane, right? This one right here, like this. I can't visualize that, and I can barely visualize the rest. And with that being said, I can't really visualize these diagonal cross sections, right? Like I can't visualize any of that. So this is like a huge, like that's the first roadblock, is like just visualizing this fucking box, right? And again, this is completely new angle for me. I've never done a 1 point perspective that's tilted, you know? I've never done that. And having to, like, I've never done it to the degree that, like, I'm visualizing a 1 point perspective box that's tilted, and then having to visualize the diagonal cross sections, right? Like this diagonal cross section. I'm trying to hold it in my mind as much as I can. This diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section. And I'm forcing myself to feel good because I know I'm making a lot of mistakes. This diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section, right? And I'm trying to hold all of that, in my mind and on the page. And now I'm going to get the center plane, this vertical one, because the others are just fucking lines, right? This one, and then we're going to get the ellipse inside of that. And this is my sphere, basically, right? Let's see, and this is my vertical. This is my horizontal plane, and the ellipse is also, it's just a flat line. Then this is my vertical one, also a flat line. And then that's my fucking, it's just the fucking one ellipse, which is my sphere, right? But I also lost the planes and like the diagonal cross sections while I was trying to calculate that, but now I'm trying to hold it all together. And this is still taxing on my mind. Nowhere near as taxing. By the way, the box started here, now it's over here. It started here, now it's over here. But I'm just going to try to bring it back here. But this is nowhere near as taxing on my mind, of course, as it is when you involve two, like actual 3 dimensions, right? When you actually tilt the box, right? Because it's obviously much more difficult to calculate all that when I'm here or when I'm here, right? And then I have to be like, oh, okay, I have this, I have fucking this, and then I have an ellipse, and then the sphere. Like that's obviously 10 times more difficult, right? Because that's actual genuine more calculations. Because two of these right now are just flat lines. Technically, like the ellipses and the planes and the ellipses inside the planes are just flat lines in this 1 point perspective. Only one of them is an actual depth that like has to be calculated, right? But anyways, I'm gonna really try to lean into this, and then we're gonna draw the fucking box, and then I'm gonna try to visualize everything again. But right now, just try to lean in, try to see everything. So I'm trying to visualize the box. Right? I'm ghosting. I'm trying to visualize the box, and I'm trying to visualize the invisible planes, right? Visualize the invisible planes. I'm trying to visualize the diagonal cross sections inside those invisible planes. This diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section, this one. Trying to hold the box while I do this. I'm trying to hold the box at its exact placement while I do this, right? And I'm making so many mistakes because the box keeps tilting back this way, the connections aren't correct, right? But I'm trying to hold all that together now. And while I'm doing that, I'm trying to get this center plane, right? This center plane right here that's going through this diagonal cross section, this one, and this one. I'm trying to get it exactly like what's fucking perfectly placed across those sections, and I'm getting the ellipse here now, right? Getting the ellipse inside of it, and again, it needs to be tilted. So and I keep losing it. I keep losing every single fucking plane, every single diagonal cross section. Like it's all gone. I'm just trying to bring it back, and I love how again I started the box here and I went down here. So again, gotta bring it back, right? I'm trying to hold that in my mind. I'm trying to calculate everything. I'm trying to really calculate everything to the best of my ability. And now I'm also thinking about obviously this horizontal, which is just a flat line, and this vertical, which is also just a flat line, right? Those two are planes and ellipses inside of that. And I'm just trying to hold that to the best of my ability. And that's my sphere inside the box with all the volumes accounted for and calculated. And this is difficult. It's still pretty difficult. Like I'm still quite taxing my working memory trying to hold this all together because again, the size of the box needs to stay a constant. But I'm just going to lean into it for another few seconds. I'm really going to try to lean into it and just try to see everything in my mind and calculate it on the page. And I'm attaching beautiful, beautiful dopamine, just feeling good by making these mistakes, right? Like genuinely feeling really good making these mistakes. I just need to be in extreme discomfort and try to calculate everything while I'm doing this, right? And there you go. Okay. Once again, another session of autist stares at page and goes like, well, you know, actually not seeing anything, right? Emphasis on the not see. But let me rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well, and then we'll continue and actually draw the fucking box. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's do it to it. Hashtag Goofy movie. I thought they said that a lot in the first one, but I think from what I recall now, it's definitely the second movie where they said that a lot with the whole do it to it, right? And I actually love that. I fucking, I don't know, dude, Goofy movies, it's not just nostalgia, although there's a big part of nostalgia. I was at like my aunt's place when we visited Chicago, right? And it was like that is like I have nostalgia for Jimmy Neutron that same way. Obviously, I watched them a lot after Chicago, right? But Jimmy Neutron I was exposed to when I went to Chicago, and it was the fucking it was the N-Men episode. It was literally the N-Men like special, you know. So amazing, like amazing times. But anyways, back to visualizing, right? So I'm visualizing the entire box and the diagonal cross sections and the scene through invisible planes, right? And my lines are gonna suffer because I have not like I'm trying to zoom out while I do this, right? And this has to be a relatively perfect box, like a perfect plane. And you can see like already I made quite a few mistakes, right? But because I don't believe I am incredibly proficient at drawing a perfect box, right? Like I think it's clear that I'm not incredibly proficient at drawing a perfect box, but or a perfect plane even, right? But there you go. That's the box. This is like literally, it's gonna be hilarious to people who, if anybody is watching this, gonna be like, what the fuck? This guy just drew like a single flat plane and he's mentally masturbating over it. The answer is yes, and I'll do it 10 times over. Bless me. Right. But anyways, okay, back to visualizing, and again, I'm trying to get the center line as well, but I'm visualizing this diagonal cross section. I'm seeing through the form, right? I'm seeing through the form, and I'm visualizing this invisible plane, this right here. I'm trying to see. It's already so much easier to see this diagonal cross section because again, I just removed a bunch of cognitive effort, right? A lot of like working memory. Like I removed a lot of working memory effort on just visualizing every single individual line here and holding these boundaries while visualizing this cross section. Now it's like this is actually much easier because I can visualize this diagonal cross section, this one, right? This one here, this one right here, this one, that one there, that one, right? And I can just hold it all right? I can just hold it all and I see this horizon line as well. Now I'm holding all those diagonal cross sections in my mind. It's still very difficult to do them all at once, obviously, but I'm trying to hold them all in my mind to the best of my ability. Like I'm genuinely trying to hold them all in my mind. And even now, like trying to hold them all in my mind immediately still is taxing to my working memory because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, right? Calculations, chunked calculations, by the way, not just like, because if we break them down individually, that's 12 calculations, which and our working memory can only hold what, 5 to 7 things in any given point. Why is it 12? Because it is this, right? It is this. It's fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 6 sides to the plane, 2 diagonal cross sections per plane, right? Lots of things to hold. Trying to hold it all at once, taxing to the working memory. When this is occurring, when I'm trying to hold every single diagonal cross section in my mind at the same time, you know what happens? This back plane, right? This back plane, the bottom left of this back plane immediately diverges. It goes like this, right? And it flickers. Not only does it diverge, this bottom part of the plane right here, this part, it starts flickering, and I can't even I can't even visualize the corner properly, and that is normal. And that's what you have to feel good about, and that's what I'm going to lean into. So I'm just leaning into trying to visualize this. And also, it keeps reducing in size. It gets bigger, smaller, smaller. That's another thing. Is like my working memory is still very taxed trying to see all of this to fruition, right? Trying to actually calculate this, right? So what I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to calculate everything right now. I'm trying to hold it all in my mind, right? And I love this. I love that these portrait, like now that I have an even clearer path towards my practice, and this is like my next 5 years, right? And I know I say this for fucking everything, but hopefully I've proven that just consistently drilling away on your fundamentals and like genuinely enjoying the process and really trying to grind your brain and really trying to apply it is beneficial no matter what. Like I have, my path has gone from like this to this to this to this, but at the end of the day, what's the foundation? Fundamentals, right? But it's fundamentals, and it's what's allowed me to draw this, right? This is ass, but it's ass that looks believable, right? It's ass that looks realistic. It is ass that is very hard to read, and line weight is all over the place, and gesture is shit, and composition is shit, and design is shit, and shapes are shit, but at least it's 3-dimensional, right? Like there's like a million things that are wrong with this, but one thing that is at least grounding it all is the fact that it looks believable, right? But I know like perspective is like completely off here too. Like this that makes no sense. This guy's back wheel is in front of the bear, and then front wheel is behind the bear, but his body is in front of the. Again, it makes no fucking sense. But that's because I drew this guy first, and I drew this bear before. It's supposed to be a bear, but it probably looks like a fucking retarded raccoon, right? But either way. And I was trying to do that using simple shapes, but either way, like back to just fucking grinding my brain, really trying to zoom out, but you know, like focus on just visualizing all the diagonal cross sections. And then now I'm trying to bring the 3 center planes into it. The 3 center planes is just one plane, another plane, right? And then that's the ellipses because they're just fucking flat lines. And then the actual third plane is this. It's this one, right? It's this right here. And this one, it still requires me to think about the diagonal cross sections quite greatly, right? So this is my third plane, and then this is my third ellipse. So now I can actually really focus on visualizing these 3 ellipses, or these 3 fucking center planes, Jesus Christ, right? Intersecting center planes, even though like only one of them is really an actual plane, right? But I'm obviously trying to get my hand to, and while I'm doing this, like I've already lost the diagonal cross sections multiple times, but I'm trying to hold it to the best of my ability, right? I'm trying to hold it to the best of my ability as well as I can. Like I feel as if I already like fucked it up. Yeah, they already fucked it up because I lost the diagonal cross sections, I lost the center planes, and then these got me because I incorrectly placed the center plane. These shifted a lot further. Like this plane became a lot smaller. It went from being like, let's say this size to being like this size, right? Like inside here, which then meant that the center shifted as well, right? Because the back plane's further away. But anyways, I'm just really trying to hold, because it's important to keep these ratios in mind as well. Like what is the size of this back plane? And then there's my seen through box, right? There's my seen through box. I'm trying to see the diagonal cross sections again. And I've lost it. Like the back plane's already like very fuzzy, but I'm trying to hold that to the best of my ability, right? This is where my working memory has been very taxed because this is already like I've been doing this a lot, right? Like I've been calculating this a lot, trying to see the diagonal cross sections, and I'm trying to see the center plane, right? This vertical center plane, going through it to the best of my ability, trying to really visualize that. And then this is my ellipse, which is technically my sphere because obviously everything else was flat, but this is my ellipse. This right here is my sphere technically, but in this context it is just the ellipse inside the center plane, right? But while I'm trying to visualize that, and again while I'm trying to visualize this plane, I've already lost, I keep losing the back plane, so I need to keep bringing it back. And this is my, it's actually a bit bigger, I made it a bit too small, but this is my ellipse, right? And while I visualize this, I got to keep that back plane in mind, right? Got to keep that back plane in mind. Got to keep the diagonal cross sections in mind, right? Which I'm losing constantly, but it feels amazing. It feels amazing to really try to tax my brain. But now I'm not gonna ghost. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna fucking stare at the page like an autist, trying to see everything all at once, right? So, okay, this is fucking. Oh god, bro, my nose is so sniffly. But anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna spend the next 10, 20 seconds really trying to visualize all of this, calculate all of this in my mind, right? So I'm trying to see through the box again. I'm trying to see through the box. I'm trying to get the accurate size of the invisible backplane, right? Trying to see all the diagonal cross sections. Very difficult. This is still very difficult to do, but I'm trying to calculate it as much as I can. I'm really pushing my working memory right now, trying to calculate all of it at the same time. And I'm trying to get the diagonal center. I'm trying to get the fucking 3 center planes, right? Trying to really get the 3 center planes across. And that's all focused on the diagonal cross section center point, right? And then now I'm trying to get the ellipse inside the visible center plane because the other two are just fucking lines, right? I'm trying to really get those while I hold on to. There you go. That's the ellipse. There you go. That's the sphere. Sorry, not the ellipse, but that's the sphere, right? Fucking obviously my finger ghosting is really bad and inaccurate, but I'm trying to hold all that, at the same time, and understanding that this is 3-dimensional. Okay. Oh, that was very difficult. Okay, I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do the same. 35 minutes. This is what happens when you draw a technically easier thing, right? But this is great because this is still practice for me just fucking grinding the fuck out of my brain and trying to see many calculations. And again, volume, spatial reason, calculation, over and over and over and over. This is the depth. Like now that I've contextualized this practice as the spatial reasoning depth portion of my practice, and the other 3 being the spatial reasoning efficiency of my practice, to push the efficiency and to internalize and apply, what's it called, to effectively consolidate and apply basic perspective rules, right? Without slowing down, in the sense of without slowing down so much that like it's getting in the way of the application, right? And maybe I'm not saying that right, but this is the depth, and then the other 3 are the efficiency, like improving the efficiency. This is improving the depth this session. The other 3 sessions are improving the efficiency, and it's just a positive feedback loop because they're all focused on volumetric spatial reasoning, geometric spatial reasoning, just space, right? But this one's focused on slowing down and really visualizing and holding as much as I can in my brain at a given time. And the other 3 sessions are about improving the speed in which I can hold the basic rules as much in my head at any given point, and like improving my application. And they're all based on sheer discomfort. And by the way, I know this plane is off because I know it's converging at the top here. Like I'm well aware, and I know this is slightly diverging. I'm well aware, right? But anyways, like what we can do is just keep going, right? But yeah, like I'm getting a fucking little headache right now because of how much I'm stressing my brain, which is good. Feels amazing. But anyways, please rest your brain. Man, I fucking, it's hilarious, but I love the spatial reasoning headache. And it's one of those things where I'm just also getting a tissue right now. Don't mind me, bro. I gotta fucking blow my nose. This shit's killing me. I'm actually dying. God damn it. Just enjoyed listening to the hashtag Viggy Snot, right? God damn it. Kill me. But no, like I love this shit. I genuinely, and the thing is, like, it's hard. It's very difficult to lean in and honestly remind yourself as to the effort you must put in to get that spatial reasoning headache, to get the effort headache. I don't know why I'm calling it the spatial reasoning headache, but to get the effort headache, right? Like to get the, oh, I fucking tried headache, you know what I mean? And like not even headache, but that pressure, that discomfort. It's very difficult to lean into that because your brain and your body, especially your brain, will constantly, like even now, my brain is like constantly fighting against telling me, it's constantly fighting against my own efforts. That's hilarious. See, like this is how the brain works. It constantly fights against your own efforts, and it stresses and it tells you all these discomfort signals, right? Like right now that you shouldn't be doing this thing because it's uncomfortable and your brain wants to relax. But again, like the way the brain works is you push past that because it'll give you signals of stress, right? And when you attach dopamine to be like, no, this is great, like I love this, like to pass those signals of stress, it'll be like, fuck, I guess we need to pay attention to this. Again, extremely like casual explanation of it, but that is how neuroplasticity works, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. Like I'm forced, my brain does not want to visualize this back plane, and it doesn't want, and like I already feel the pit of discomfort in my stomach, right? But my brain does not want to visualize this back plane, and like it's fucking it up consistently, right? But it does not want to visualize this back plane. It does not want to visualize these corners connecting in depth. It doesn't want to visualize the horizon line. Horizon line, it definitely is a bit of a horror because everybody uses it. That was pretty good. Yeah, good one, Biggie. Thank you, Biggie. But like it definitely doesn't want to visualize the horizon line. It definitely doesn't want to visualize this like all the different diagonal cross sections while holding the exact positioning of this back plane. It doesn't want to do all of that. It genuinely doesn't want to do all that, and like it struggles constantly. But the thing is, like, as long as we keep a, feeling good about the fact that we're doing this, B, keep fucking pushing through that feeling, it will have to learn. The brain will literally be forced to essentially face head on the reality, right, of the fact that, oh, okay, we actually need to do this, right? Like it's hilarious, and it's like a little fucking bitch. The brain is literally like a little bitch. It's like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. But if you tell it, it's like, no, this is good, and you just push through it, and it'll be like, oh, well, I guess this is important. I guess I have to learn this now. I.e. myelination, i.e. synaptic fucking dick riding, whatever the fuck, like, what is it called? Synaptic cleft, synaptic something, I don't know, right? Whatever, i.e. neuroplasticity, right? Effort, reward, fucking jerking yourself off mentally, right? All that shit. But again, like, this is very difficult. Like, just the fact that I'm trying to hold all this, and this is just me trying to hold the insides of the box and also trying to visualize the diagonal cross sections, right? Like my brain right now, it just made this diagonal cross section go here. Completely wrong. It should be here, right? That's a pretty big discrepancy. What do? I feel good about it, and then I continue. Why am I talking this fast? I don't know. This is just how I talk now. But yeah, anyways, I mean, I guess I do talk pretty fast, right? Like, it's just a part of who I am, right? So this is real. This is me. It's not Palestine. That's gonna make a stupid joke. It's not Palestine, that's for sure. But I was referencing Camp Rock. Really weird crossover, right? Fucking Israel-Palestine war and Camp Rock, Demi Lovato, right? But this is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I want to be now. I'm gonna let the light shine on me. Don't sing. You have a shit voice, and you have a fucking what's it called? A sore throat, right? Like, this is like a fucking 2-for-1 special where it's poison, and the poison is just more poison on top of it. But anyways, that didn't even make sense. But anyways, okay, so I'm really trying to visualize the diagonal cross sections. I'm fucking genuinely really trying to end this one as well. I'm really trying to visualize all of this, and now we get the center planes back, right? Get the center planes back, get the center plane back in this context, right? And then we get this one as well, and this one as well. They're just flat. And now we get the ellipse, and now I'm trying to hold this ellipse and trying to calculate it, trying to visualize it. Obviously, I have to make sure that the back plane is, see, it's so small now because I fucked it up, but obviously I have to make sure the back plane is exactly where, like, I tried to visualize it, right? And again, like, this is amazing because I'm really losing the diagonal cross sections. This may seem simple. This is technically a lot simpler, but the funny thing is my brain has not built the mental model, the schema, and the construction of a 1-point perspective with seeing through the box nearly as much as it has with any sort of 2-point or 3-point perspective of seeing through the box, right? So that is actually a pretty big difference because I put it over 130 hours now, right? 140 hours now into seeing 2 to 3-point perspective boxes inside them, and then diagonal cross sections of the center planes. Like, that is something that I'm still working on, obviously, but I put a lot more effort into seeing that than right now. By the way, while I'm talking, I'm drawing. It's extremely difficult to do so. I know I make it seem easy because I've done it for over like 400 hours now, right? And I've slowly gotten better over the past couple hundred hours, especially. But it is incredibly difficult for me to talk while visualizing because this is my parietal lobes being used, my prefrontal cortex being used. By the way, I'm pretty sure the parietal lobe is used for spatial reasoning as well. I just haven't been specifically referring to that because I'm a fucking ignoramus, right? I didn't know. So that's on me. But anyways, let's get this center plane going, right? The center plane's right around here. And again, it's going through, and every time I visualize the center plane, I have to visualize the diagonal cross sections and the inside of like, and like the accurate portrayal of, or like positioning of the back plane, right? And every time I get that, now I get the sphere, or the ellipse, which is again technically the sphere, right, in this 1-point perspective context, right, because it's just a fucking perfect circle. But, and again, I do struggle a lot with, and while I'm ghosting this, I'm really trying hard to hold everything in my mind, right? Like, really trying hard to hold all of the diagonal cross sections. I can barely see any of them, but like, it's like at the very least, while I'm going through them, I'm trying to hold them. You know what I mean? Like, while I'm going through Like what I mean is like while I'm going here, I'm trying to see this diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section. While I'm going down here, I'm gonna see this one and this one. So it's like it's all hitting the center point, right? And now like obviously the goal is to see all of them at the same time. So it's like no matter what I do, like, and the thing is like that's the beautiful part is like I'm training my brain to hold all this information and to build this schema at the same time, right? And right now my brain is like barely able to do that. I'm basically in output regression right now, again, where my glycogen reserves have hit their ceiling and my brain is incapable of visualization and calculation, right? Like it's barely there. It's barely fucking there. But that's exactly what I want. You know, diagonal cross section, diagonal cross section, diagonal cross section, diagonal cross section, right? Continuously just hammering away at what feels impossible, but in reality, what is the learning, which is this this desirable state of difficulty, right? Oh, my eyes are burning now. Okay, I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. Okay. Honestly, man, we're so fucking blessed. Like, we're so blessed that we have the ability to just do this. You know what I mean? Like, to try hard enough over hundreds of hours to get to a point where you can look at a square and be like, I see 15 calculations, I see 40 calculations. Like, isn't that amazing? Like, isn't that genuinely amazing that we can train ourselves to get to that point? It's just something I think about is like, if I ever, because trust me, I didn't want to draw today. I never want, it's like 90% of the time, I never really want to draw because my brain immediately, as anybody's brains really does, you immediately start thinking about, and I assume like the average brain or the fucking below average brain like I am, right? Like we attribute, when we think about the things that we want to do, which obviously when we end up doing it like I'm doing right now, I end up enjoying it quite a bit, right? I'm like really in the fucking zone. Like it's difficult, but I'm just constantly pushing through because I've trained myself to constantly push through. But like when we're in this state, by the way, while I'm talking, I'm visualizing through the box and I'm constantly doing my best to calculate the diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section, this diagonal cross section, right? This one right here, this one right here. And while I'm also trying to train myself to like while I'm pointing out one diagonal cross section, I'm seeing at least a couple others. This one right there, and then this one right here, right? But like, anyways, as I was saying, like, because when I think about my drawing sessions, my brain immediately, like, okay, this is what I go through. I think about the drawing session, however long before I'm about to draw, right? It could be right before, it could be a couple hours before, it could be the fucking day before, right? But when I think about it, I'm just like, I either think one of two things, which is like, oh, I can't wait to draw, right? And then that's usually overshadowed by the sheer difficulty that I always experience, which it comes to like, oh God, I have to think about all those calculations, that's so difficult. And because it's like one of those things where like, because my brain is just relaxed at that moment, having to conceptualize and think about the fact that I have to calculate like a fucking 100 things constantly, immediately puts my brain in like a high stress mode, right? Where it's just like, bro, like, oh shit, that's a lot of work, right? So I don't feel like drawing anymore. And I basically like try to ignore that feeling, but then it keeps cropping up before I have to draw. When I am drawing right now, it's beautiful because I am constantly forcing myself to put in as much effort as possible, right? I'm genuinely forcing myself to put in as much effort as possible, trying to calculate, and I keep attaching dopamine to the errors, which is exactly, neuroscientifically speaking, is what's gonna help me get better, right? So I'm in like a fucking state of just like constant effort, constant dopamine, fucking acetylcholine, norepinephrine, right? Like just beautiful, self-induced learning stress, right? And it feels amazing. And like basically 80 to 90% of the time I'm practicing, I'm just like, oh yeah, I feel good. I'm practicing. I genuinely feel like, and I know that I'm making a difference and I'm, doing these gap effects, I'm resting, all that shit. After I'm done practicing, I usually just feel like, damn, I could have tried harder. And then I don't feel that good. I'm just like, fuck, like I wish I tried harder. I feel like I didn't try hard enough because I forget immediately after I'm done practicing, I forget how much I tried. Like right now, it feels like I'm not trying hard enough, but I know that while I'm fucking talking about something completely unrelated, I'm literally trying to visualize a plane, a diagonal cross section. I'm trying to hold that all in my mind. I'm trying to also calculate the center plane right now. I'm trying to calculate the center plane and hold that diagonal cross section center point in my mind right now. And then while I'm doing that, I'm trying to calculate this flat line, which is part of the sphere, right? I'm also trying to calculate calculate the ellipse, which is also technically the sphere, right, in this vertical center plane, right? And I know my mind is like fucking, like my mind is 100% genuinely exerting a lot of effort because that pressure is back, that pin of discomfort in my stomach is back, I'm constantly losing the back plane, everything's happening, right? And I know I'm putting in a lot of effort. And I'm forcing myself to feel good. If anything, I'm not forcing myself to feel good enough, but like I am forcing myself to feel good, right? I'm attaching as much dopamine as I can to the errors of what needs to be spotlighted, and I keep noticing the errors as well, which also makes me feel good, right? But then after the session, I just don't feel like it anymore. Like, and by good, I mean like I just feel like I haven't tried. I just feel like every fucking, like I'd say like 80% of my sessions when I exit them, I'm like I did not try hard enough, right? And then I tell myself it's okay, just keep going. So I'm telling you, like this is my experience, and I'm still here. Like that's like what I'm trying to say is like you can feel all of these things and still keep going. Like you can have a fucking cocktail, a retarded, like unnecessary internal fucking exposition, like I'm just talking about right now, where it's like, oh, I feel this way, I feel this way, I feel this way, and it's just like completely unnecessary fucking back and forth, just bullshitting around with my feelings as if they matter, right? I think you can go through all of that and still pull up and be like, all right, bro, let's enjoy our learning session, right? Let's really fucking enjoy our learning session, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. Like I'm just constantly calculating. Again, while I've been talking, what I've been thinking about, what's been constantly going on in my mind, constantly calculating the back plane, this attachment, this attachment, this attachment, this attachment, diagonal cross section, this, you know, all 6 diagonal cross sections, right? On every single invisible plane, and then the center plane, right? Going through this diagonal cross section, this one, like the center point, and then trying to obviously calculate the ellipse. And I'm constantly losing it. Like the second I start seeing this, I lose the back one. I'm trying to hold that as well. I'm trying to really hold that while I calculate, And again, the ellipse in of itself has many issues. Like this curve was wrong, and I just forced myself to feel good about the fact that that curve was wrong, right? But that is how we learn, right? That is, and again, like and then again, I immediately just lost the back plane, so I got to get the back plane correctly again, right? And I'm not angry when I said that, by the way. I just swear for no reason because I'm abrasive. I'm abrasive, right? But yeah, and like this is very hard to hold for me. Like this ellipse is incredibly hard to hold, and this is just like fucking quote unquote basic 1 point perspective, right? But you see how difficult you can make a fucking plane look, right? You see how difficult like you can make the energy in your mind. You can make the task be purely just through geometric spatial reasoning, right? And this is hilarious. I know like fucking 80% of this, as with all of these portrait videos, has just been me being like, I am looking at nothing, and then I'm looking at barely something, and then at the end of it, you're like, oh shit, this is what he's trying to see in his mind, right? But that is what I've been practicing, right? And like, yeah, this woman has a fucking 15 head, so I might have to make the eyebrow line a bit lower, because like her eyebrow's fucking huge, bro. It's insane. It's hilarious how big it is. It's actually grotesque. how big her forehead is, right? But hey, somehow she's still conventionally attractive, which confuses me. I don't know how the fuck features work, right? Is it because of the colored eyes? It has to be because of the colored eyes. Anyways, again, trying to really visualize. And again, like while I'm doing this sphere, I'm really trying to constantly hold. And it's super blurry. Like this back plane gets very blurry the second that this center plane and sphere gets into the mix, right? Because I have to obviously visualize the entire center plane as well and the sphere inside of it. So like while that's happening right now, it's obviously getting a little bit blurry, and I'm barely seeing the diagonal cross section, but I'm trying my hardest to see it right now. And now I'm gonna take a step back and just fucking visualize the shit out of it. Just like genuinely just visualize the entire thing, right? And this is going to be very difficult, and I'm going to struggle a lot, and just know that I'm going to keep losing the back planes. I'm going to keep losing everything. Things are going to diverge, converge, right? They're going to get blurry the second more calculations are added. And yet the whole point is to tax my working memory, try to hold it together all at once, right? I already have a pressure in my brain. Like my forehead already has quite a bit of pressure on it, which means what? It's a physical manifestation of my discomfort, which means what? It's an indicator of the fact that I'm trying, which means what? That the trying and attaching and feeling good about it is our learning, right? Ta-da! Really unnecessary, long-winded way of saying, hey, keep trying and enjoy the effort, right? And you will learn, and you are learning. So anyways, what am I doing right now? I'm thinking about the back plane. I'm trying to connect it, you know, this connection, this connection, this connection, this connection. I'm trying to think about trying to visualize. When I say trying to think, what I mean is I'm calculating. I'm doing my best to calculate and visualize the diagonal cross sections on every invisible and visible plane, right? I'm trying to hold that back plane to a certain size standard, especially this one. Like this needs to be consistent for sure, right? Because I don't have an XYZ to like really hold it in line, right? Like these are all basically the same size, so this needs to be a perfect plane that's being held, right? And now while I'm doing that, and again, like I can change the perspective for this. I can make it more depth or less depth. We can make the fucking vanishing point right here and be like, it's converging super fast, and make it go like doosh, 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 and it's like a tiny back plane, right? Or I can be more reasonable and be like, oh no, it's like right around here, right? Like it's like right around there. There you go. That's it's like two-thirds the size, or like fucking 2/4. I'd say it's half. Let's just say it's half. I don't know if I said 2/3. It's half the size And I'm trying to hold that while I'm trying to hold all that together. I'm trying to see every single diagonal cross section while I'm trying to hold that, right, to the best of my ability. And if it's already losing it, like it's already completely losing it, but I'm trying to hold that to the best of my ability, right? Really genuinely trying to hold every single diagonal cross section to the best of my ability. And now I'm trying to introduce the center plane, the visible center plane that actually the fucking matters, right? The invisible ones are like the ones that are just flat. It's easy. It's just a fucking line, right? That's going to the center point, right? But while I'm trying to hold all that, I'm trying to see the center plane. I'm trying to see the ellipse, which is actually technically also the sphere inside of it. And I'm trying to mathematically put the curves on each part of the sphere as per this thing's cross sections as well, as per the plane's cross sections, right? So it's like this. Then it curves, and then it curves again, it curves again, and that is my sphere. Again, my fucking finger is obviously not ghosting it correctly, but I'm trying to see all of this. I'm really trying to see all of this, and it's incredibly difficult. Like my working memory, like I feel the output regression, right? Like, and like the lack of calculations, like I genuinely feel it, but I'm trying to constantly see the diagonal cross sections, constantly trying to see the center plane, right? That's visible. Really trying to like fucking visualize this, right, to the best of my ability. Okay. I think that's good. Now we're just gonna draw. Now we're just gonna actually do the thing that supposedly we're supposed to be doing when we actually learn the skill, which is crazy to me. You're just supposed to stare at the page and do nothing, right? But anyways, I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well, and then we're gonna actually like hold all this in our mind. Ah, fuck. iPad battery is low. Plug in charger, please. Thank you. But yeah, we're gonna hold all of this in our mind, right, while we draw this 15 head woman's head and her face, which is apparently part of her head, but I didn't even know because it's just a fucking giant. It's just a canvas for me to. What is it? It's like a fucking landing strip, right? But anyways, rest your brain. All right, wonderful. Let me fucking blow my nose again because I'm dying. And you guys can enjoy the beautiful symphony of that. A one, a two, a one, two. Ah, beautiful. Beethoven would be jealous. He'd be so jealous. Except he's dead, so he can't be jealous, which is unfortunate, all right? Should have been born in 1997, just like me. But anyways. I hope you guys can hear at least my fucking energy's back, even if my voice isn't, all right? Past few days were a struggle, bro, but I'm glad. I'm still drawing. Okay, let's actually do the thing that we're supposed to do, right? Make lines on page. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I wonder if I can still do the smoker voice. My name is Viggy. Yeah, I can. Okay, good. That's good. Oh, God. Oh, beautiful. Bless me. Okay, so I'm visualizing everything, and now we are drawing her eyes. These Fuker's eyes, right? And this is the beautiful part, because, like, ignoring her 5 head, which I'm literally gonna do right now. I'm just gonna fucking ignore her 5 head because I can't deal with this shit right now. But this is the center point, right? So this is my lips, right? So again, visualizing everything. This is my center point of my lips. So this is where her eyebrows are, right? Because this is my lips, this is my plane. And I'm going to... Obviously, I'll still be making a lot of mistakes in terms of the fucking line quality and all that shit. And proportions. And while I'm trying to, like... The thing is, like, it never gets easier to do... well, that was a fuck up. But it never gets easier to... and that was a beautiful mistake as well. Again, these mistakes are all beautiful, right? But, like, it never gets easier to visualize all of this while also applying the mark and constantly looking at the reference in of itself, right? Like, that is still something that's going to be very difficult. And, like, right now I can barely think about... I cannot think about seeing through the form because I'm so focused on technically zooming in and just drawing this motherfucker's face, right? It's very hard, very fucking hard, right? But I am still trying my best to visualize it, right? Like, I'm taking a step back and I'm just trying to envision everything, like diagonal cross section. The goal is obviously at the end of the day to try my fucking best to... Yeah, like, the goal is obviously at the end of the day, and again, like, my speech is tilted because I'm thinking so much, And this thinking is beautiful. This thinking is exactly what I need. The discomfort I feel while thinking is exactly what I need, right? And this is exactly what I'm forcing my brain to feel good over, right? But this discomfort in trying to visualize, and actually fuck this up, which is good, but this discomfort in trying to visualize the, oh god, I fucked that line up too. Yeah, but okay, her nose is obviously off, but it's okay. This discomfort in trying to visualize the like the box, which I haven't been able to do. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing, is like I have not been able to do that at all, right? But this discomfort in trying to visualize the insides of the box while also drawing these features is something that it's like it's palpable. Like I can fucking feel it. Like it's actually so difficult, right? And I think I made her nose way too wide, and I didn't put it low enough. Yeah, there you go. See, so it's a proportion mistake as well, right? Like I made her nose way too wide, and okay, like again, I'm trying to really visualize the sphere in the center plane right now. Like that's something I got to try to get down to the best of my ability. So while I'm doing this, and this is fucking frying my working memory right now because I'm literally trying to do something which I'm technically incapable of, but I still have to. That's the whole point. Is like I have to try to be capable of it, right? But I'm trying to really visualize at least the seen through box and the center plane and the diagonal cross sections to the best of my ability. And I'm trying to get the sphere involved as well. I'm really trying to get the sphere involved as well. But oh god, there's some beautiful mistakes that are being made right now. Genuinely beautiful mistakes being made with me not being able to visualize fucking jack shit, right? Because again, I'm so focused on this goddamn 5 heads. Also, I don't know why I'm being such a dick. So obviously, don't take that lesson away from my channel, right? This is hashtag not Vicky famming, right? So don't be like me, right? I would highly encourage my fans to not be like me in this context, right? Be a nice person. Suck everyone's dick. Don't be like me, all right? I vehemently am against gargling on the job, but let's see, like. Yeah, like this is, dude, it's such a fucking struggle. Like I'm telling you, I can't visualize the box at all, like the seen through forms and everything. Now I'm taking a step back and be like, oh yeah, I can fucking see it, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because this is the sphere, and that is what I'm not seeing. And I'm constantly trying, like I'm really trying right now, like while I'm drawing this feature, to zoom out and to see the box, right? I'm really trying to zoom out and see, not the box, sorry, the sphere and the center lines. Like I'm really fucking trying to do that to the best of my ability, right? I'm genuinely really trying to do that, but it's incredibly difficult. It's genuinely incredibly difficult, right? And yeah, I have nothing else to say. Like I'm just struggling bare things, fam. I lie, as the youngins say, right? I'm just genuinely struggling quite a bit. But let's think, let's try to zoom out again. Let's try to see the center planes. I'm trying to see the diagonal cross sections, right? And this is her hairline, I guess. Fucking, we'll just leave it like so, right? I'm not, like, I don't really care about the hair. We're not going to draw the hair. It's mainly about the ear, right? And where's the ear? Right, ear is right between this. And again, like now I'm seeing the fucking box, right? Now I'm obviously seeing through it. I'm seeing the sphere, right? And the ear is like right here. It's technically in depth, so like in depth, and then this is the top, right? And then this is, okay, yeah, it is literally right here. So see, this is how I know that I'm not fucking retarded, right? Like I had a feeling that this was a 1 point perspective box. I fucked up her ear. That made her ear too big too, but I had a feeling that this was a 1 point perspective box, and you know, I had to ooga chuck on my way through it. I hooked on a feeling that I can't think anymore, cause this box is shit. This box is shit. But anyways, like again, fucking, this is the hardest part, is like trying to hold the entire 3-dimensional perspective together. And you can see I fucked up the alignment of her eyebrows too. Actually, hope you can see that. It's supposed to be more down. Yeah, like I fucked up a lot of things. I fucked up a lot. And again, like the second I draw these lines that are the features, immediately, and I mean immediately, my brain is struggling a fuck ton to see the box and like the sphere inside of it. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, is like I'm trying to consistently see the box and the sphere inside of it. And like again, artwod doesn't ask for you to do this, by the way, right? But I am actively doing this to build my spatial reasoning, and that was very difficult. Again, I fucked up. I still fucked up. I fucked up a lot. Like I fucked up a lot. Like in general. And again, like her face is supposed to be a little bit lower because I made the nose too short. The nose is supposed to be like end of the nose is supposed to be down here, right? But either way, I'm just trying to think. I think also her bottom lip is a little bit too. There you go. Her bottom lip's a bit bigger now. But yeah, like I'm struggling so much to hold the box in. But like, this is the beautiful part. Like I have to keep having to remind myself when I keep catching myself making these mistakes. I keep having to remind myself, be like, oh, okay, like bring it back, right? Bring it back. And again, like this right here, this now the center plane ended up being a bit too large. This back plane, I ended up making it a bit too large because we got this, we have this. See, like this is actually not enough depth. I actually made the sphere a little bit too big because I incorrectly calculated the center point. So like it's right around here. So this is my actual back plane, right? Something like, yeah, something like this. And it's difficult, like I still can't see this properly, but, and again, you can see her face is actually tilted incorrectly, like her face is tilted this way, so I fucked up quite a few things. That's also another issue, is like, her face is tilted incorrectly. Like I literally tilted her face incorrectly, like let's just actually bring that up there. There you go, that's actually better, right? Let's just say this, like right there. There you go, that's actually better. Never mind, I fixed it, yay! But her face is still tilted relatively incorrectly, right? But this is all because it's so hard to visualize. And I'm continuing to try, by the way, I'm continuing to try to visualize the box. And like, especially the center plane, inside, right? I'm really trying my hardest to visualize a sphere as well while I do this, right? Like I'm really trying super fucking hard to visualize the sphere, but her 5 head isn't helping either. Her forehead is fucking gigantic, bro. Jesus Christ. But anyways, obviously I made these eyes way too fucking big. This is like cartoonish anime eyes at this point, right? Now she just looks like a fucking deer in headlights. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there you go. She's like, Nani? Right? That's basically what she looks like. Oh, that was a mistake, but I guess we're just gonna have to go with it. What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ, that was not supposed to happen. Holy shit. What did I do? Is this a fucking horror movie, bro? Is this like the girl from Obsession? Oh my goodness gracious. There you go. It looks like a fucking alien. Literally looks like an alien. Here, let's add some of that ambient occlusion, right? Not that I know what it means. This is not ambient occlusion, I'm pretty sure. Occlusion, not inclusion, right? We don't do DEI here, but anyways, that was very difficult. Just fucking extremely taxing on my brain to even try to conceptualize all those things, right? And now we do the fun part. Which is obviously getting the box, like the seen through part of the box. But now I have to like really think about the depth because I did fuck up quite a few things. Like it's barely any depth. Lots of mistakes there. Yeah, it's like right here, which is a mistake. Again, this is a mistake. I did not visualize the back plane to be this close. Like I didn't. I just did not. But because I made the mistake of making her face too big, this is the new rules we have to have set for ourselves. But this is the box that I was roughly trying to visualize. Right, my horizon line's right there. So the diagonal cross sections, right around so we. And this is a skill in general I'm consistently building. It's just visualizing the fucking box with its diagonal cross section. This is what I'm trying to do faster. Oh fuck, that was fucking god awful. And this is what I'm trying to do in general in all my other practices, is constantly see the geometric volume and the box, right? And the diagonal cross sections and all that stuff, right? That is what we're trying to do. That is what we're trying to build. That is what we're trying to see to the best of our ability. Clearly, my fucking ability is asked here, but I have to believe in myself. Right? Anyways, so that's like the first step, and then thankfully, it's not going to be at least as much of a visual clusterfuck when it comes to anything else, because it's just this. Ta-da! This is the front plane, the vertical one. This is the horizontal one. And now this is actually the one that is three-dimensional for fucking, like for an actual three-dimensional box, right? Like our three-dimensional plane, right? It's this. And again, I'm trying to visualize it while I do it. But I'm only saying that because I tried and I didn't, and I'm like, oh shit, I should probably be visualizing this while I do it. Okay. And then we have is this the black one? This is the gray one? Fuck, I don't know anymore. That's gray. Okay, cool. And then this is the sphere, right? Which again, you have to be really careful. And this is a skill that I'm also building, right? Which is trying to get up. See, fucked up the sphere. Constantly trying to just get this down. And this is technically my sphere. I'm still trying to get it decent, right? Because I'm obviously fucking ass at drawing a perfect circle. But yeah, that's the sphere. There you go. That's what it's all related to, and this is all how it's three-dimensional, right? But yeah, that's what I was visualizing. So wonderful session. Still fucking grinding my brain. This was super difficult to draw this gay alien in the correct perspective while visualizing everything, right? It was fucking hard as shit. But and obviously her face looks nothing like this because I'm still very, very, very much shit at proportions. But again, when you're trying to hold a dozen calculations, when you're trying to hold fucking, even in this extremely simple, not easy, but in the simple context of just a fucking square and then like the calculations inside of it, that's still 30 calculations minimum, right? Or like 25, when you're trying to hold all that in your mind. And this is novel too, which makes it more difficult because my brain is also allocating a lot of working memory to the novelty and the newness of this angle and this specific perspective as well. Let's not forget that. So when I'm trying to do all that and trying to draw a face on top of it while trying to hold all that, it's fucking extremely astronomically difficult, but feel good, did my best. I'm gonna rest my brain now. But with that being said, hope you put a lot of fucking effort in, hope you really, really, really tried. And as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me my key.